Hello everyone. I CA Anchit Agrawal, Chairman Jhansi Branch of CIRC of ICI, on behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICI, welcome all the participants in today's webcast on business creation skills for chartered accountants. I welcome you today, resource person CA Tarun Chaurasia ji, and the event enablers from the Jhansi Branch of CIRC of the ICI and other present over here. I will now request Vice Chairman Sir C. Ujjwal Modi ji to please give introduction of the speaker.
CA Tarun Chaurasia was born and raised in New Delhi. He is a chartered accountant from the 2004 batch and a company secretary from the 2006 batch with a cumulative post-qualification experience of 20 years in the financial services industry. Throughout his career, Mr. Chaurasia has held various influential roles in esteemed multinational corporations such as BHW Home Finance, Fidelity Fund Management, and Citibank. He notably served the strategic leadership position at Rabobank Private Equity Fund for over a decade. During his tenure at Rabobank PE Fund, he played a pivotal role in establishing the fund twice and raising capital from limited partners, securing US dollar 120 million in 2008 and US dollar 150 million in 2014. His responsibilities spanned across being the CFO, deal making, profit portfolio management, and executing successful exits. Mr. Chaurasia is highly regarded in the private equity and venture capital industries, known for his extensive network within the investor community. In recent years, he has been advising corporations, including startups, on their fundraising endeavors at PE partners. His straightforward and professional approach has earned him significant recognition. Additionally, Mr. Chaurasia is a regular faculty member on the subjects of valuation and fundraising for the certificate course conducted by the ICAI. He has also authored numerous articles on topics such as entrepreneurship, fundraising, and valuation. It is a great moment and a matter of pride for me to introduce such a faculty among you all. Thank you. Over to you, Chairman, sir.
I will now request our speaker for today to please start his deliberations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, CA Anchit Agrawal and my other colleagues from the Institute. And my apologies for being late by a few minutes. I was badly stuck with the technical glitch in the video. So, but good afternoon, everyone. And in this lazy afternoon, I know it's Sunday and nobody wants to be attending the webinar. So, thank you very much for taking out time and joining this session. I'll try to be as honest and as practical as it could be. And the session is interesting. I'm sure there are the subject of entrepreneurship and business, it's been discussed at length in various seminar and conferences. There are millions of articles being written. There are books being written. We have all, tried that in some fashion and manner in the past. But still, this remains a subject where everybody wanted to kind of deliberate more and more. So, as mentioned by my colleague, I'll try and share my experience from the world of private equity because we have been interacting with the entrepreneurs and promoters and various businesses on a day in day out basis for a good number of years, and I will try and share my personal and practical experience. Frankly speaking, there is nothing new that I have to share with you, but I will try and connect with you as much as possible. So here is a small presentation which I have prepared, which help us to keep aligned with the subject. Okay. So dream, hustle, and repeat. That's what we're talking about. Entrepreneurship is, you dream of becoming an entrepreneur and becoming wealthy one day, becoming a $1 billion company. Hustle is essentially means that you keep struggling every single day, and it's not easy to build businesses. And repeat, it means that very rarely you will find that big businesses are built in the first attempt. I mean, you check with any leaders, any successful business owner, before building a successful business, they would have failed multiple times. I guess that's the root to entrepreneurship, and there is no other way. By reading books, by reading, attending conferences and other things, it's not something that you would be able to achieve success. So that's where we are. So let's discuss entrepreneurship. Hai kya? What's the entrepreneurship? I know it's a very basic and fundamental question. Uh, does that does that mean? Let me pose this question to you. Is practicing chartered accountant is entrepreneurship? Can we say a street vendor selling gulgappas? Is he an entrepreneur? What is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur, in my definition and in the definition that predominantly exists in the market, is anybody who is heading towards the path of uncertainty and taking the risk with an intent to make a profit is actually an entrepreneur. Okay. So it is not necessary that you need to really come out with some novel idea and doing some disruption in the market, and then that is called entrepreneurship, right? Although the modern perception of entrepreneurship is this, that you bring some ideas, you work on that ideas, you disrupt the market, so on and so on. So to me, after qualifying as a chartered accountant, it supposedly means that you've got the specialized skill in a particular field, which is the finance, tax, and accounting, and then you choose to start your practice, or you may not choose to start your practice. You can start any other manufacturing or service oriented business, purely up to you. But you are an entrepreneur if you start your own practice. You got to really hustle hard every single day, find new clients, go out every day, meet more and more set of people, network with a lot of people. You live in uncertainty. How long will it take for you to build, the first 10 lakh rupees of practice, or maybe first 20 lakh rupees of practice, whatever it is, right? So this is the real and the true definition of entrepreneurship, which I strongly believe. As long as you're heading to the uncertainty, and taking that risk, you are an entrepreneur. So the next question is, why do we need to do an entrepreneurship? Now that's very, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि the why should be clear. Why the why should be clear is because knowing your why is the cornerstone of entrepreneurship. It's actually the driving force that fuels your journey through the highs and lows of building a business. The why gives you clarity, it gives you a purpose, right? If you don't know why you're doing an entrepreneurship, there are high chances that you're going to get lost on your way. Without a clear why, it's easy to lose direction or burn out in the faces of obstacles. Now, there are generic whys. People wanted to do contribute to the economic growth and social development, such as job creation, innovation, economic growth, social impact, competitiveness. Or it could be very, very personal, such as you wanted to have a unique experience in your career, or maybe you wanted to have a rewarding career, you wanted to have a work life autonomy, maybe flexibility to work, maybe a potentially unlimited income. You don't want to spend your life in 9 to 5 with unlimited amount of money. Or for some people, it could be a sense of fulfillment. So for each entrepreneur, the why is very unique, and it's very, very important that uh, each one of us should know why I am doing it. As I tell you, if you have the clarity on the why, the chances that you get lost on your way is very, very less. That's the whole point here. Every big thing starts with a small idea. Frankly speaking, uh, that's true. The very first thing that you do, in your journey of entrepreneurship is actually putting a seed of thought. Or you come across some idea which is nothing but a thought. And let me give you a very live, practical, and a simple example. Very recently, uh, as old as last week, I was in Delhi, and two of my kids, uh, they went out to play. And they went out to a gaming cafe, somewhere situated in the South Campus, and they played it. It was very cheap. They were charging 100 rupees for an hour, and obviously serving some snacks for the kids. And right on the same day in the evening, I went into a deep thought, and the deep thought is, what a fantastic idea, what a fantastic concept, building a gaming cafe or a chain of gaming cafe, right? uh, I had my own thought process. Will it work? Will it not work? Can I do it? Or may I may not be able to do it, right? Can we go in or not go in? Am I serious? Not serious? But I was truly, truly excited because I believed that it will rock. The point which I'm trying to make here is that every single day, while interacting with the world, we generate a lot of ideas. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ दिमाग में चलता रहेगा. आप चार लोगों से मिलोगे. A lot of people get very closely connected with the food industry, right? They will go out, especially this is especially applicable for Delhi people. They go out and they see there is this guy selling uh, you know uh, chola bhatura for 50,000 rupees a day, and suddenly you're realizing, wow, what a business! We can't earn that much of money. So ideas are scattered all over the place, and we get it every single day. The question is, can we jump in, and are we serious? Okay. As I said, let's say, as I am taking this example of a gaming cafe, I got this idea. I like that idea. Now, what is the next thing that I can do as an entrepreneur? Just jump in, put my money, do some little bit of research on Google, where to procure the PCs, how to, procure the consoles, and apply whatever limited knowledge that I have or I have learned over the last 5 to 10 years. Or should I do something more? I think if I just applied my limited knowledge and implement that idea, it will be extremely foolish on my part as an entrepreneur, as a professional, as a person. Any business idea that you and I would have, it needs to be explored further. One needs to go into the depth of the idea. You got to go out and validate your idea. Testing the waters involves presenting your idea to professionals, to mentors for validation. You got to really engage with the experts, talk to industry experts to gather actionable feedback and gain insights. Find the blind spots, identify potential weaknesses in your idea through constructive criticism. You got to understand the market demand, learn about the market needs, demand for your concept. Save resources. Early feedback can save time and money by avoiding costly mistakes. Refine and adapt. Learn from the experiences. Focus on practicality. Turn criticism into strength. There are a lot of things. I mean, simply the fact that you like it, the fact that you believe that it will work may not be sufficient. And it's important that you go out, discuss, talk, take feedback, and then make a calculated risk and do your own analysis. Now, I'm not saying that you got to really rely on everybody whom you're going to talk about, right? The point here is take feedback, right? At the end of the day, it's your call, it's your decision. whether I should go ahead and implement this idea or not. That's the whole point here, because everybody will talk somebody talk will some good thing, somebody will talk will shit, right? You will have, if you're talking to 10 people, 10 people will give different food for thoughts. So that's the whole idea. Take that thoughts and build your own consensus. Okay, know the game. So I'm just taking that example of a gaming cafe, which I like the idea. It's important you know the game. You got to really study the market. You got to see how many more cafes such as that currently operating in that particular city and at a country level, and then find your edge. Why do you think that this will work? This so some of the points that if I have to mention is that you've got to really understand your market landscape. You've got to know your target audience. You've got to analyze your competitors. You've got to find gaps in the market. You've got to develop a unique value proposition. Stay updated with the trends. Do the benchmarking. Test strategies. Adapt. Innovate. And more importantly, continuously monitor the market and competitors. Adjusting your tactics to maintain your edge is the key in the journey of entrepreneurship. So the whole point is never be in hurry if you're not researching well before, because entrepreneurship is more about failures than about success, right? Out of out of 100 people beginning a business or bringing out a new idea, there are a high likelihood that 90 of them will close down. It could be in 6 months, it could be in a year, it could be 2 years. 10 will survive. Out of 10, maybe one or two will become a big business. That's the whole statistics in the market at a global level. Right? Why? Because you're not ready to research, you're not ready to understand the market, you are just ready to believe what you think is right. Okay, so somebody had said to me in many years ago that you don't know that you don't know. Okay, so it's important point. I know little it's really catchy and little strategic. You don't know that you don't know. So as long as your attitude is that you don't know that you don't know, you would be in a position you would be curious to know more and more. That's the whole point here. All right, your co-founder. This is a very important point when you start a business. Uh, Whether it's a practicing chartered accountancy or or any other profession or any other business, it's always good to have a partner along. If it is not a profession, then it's important that you have somebody uh, working with you, which has complementary skills, which understand the game better than you. For example, if I'm talking about the gaming cafe, if I've got a co-founder or a partner who understand the gaming industry, who understand कि ये पूरा system setup कैसे होता है, who are the suppliers in the market for those large gaming PCs, where to buy the PS4, and whatever the nitty gritties of that particular business. So the chances of that I would be committing mistakes will be less or will reduce drastically. That's the whole point, right? If you have the co-founders, ensure that both founders share the same long-term vision and goal for the business. You got to choose someone whose skills and strength complements your, covering gaps in expertise. You got to select a co-founder whom you can trust completely and rely on in challenging times. You've got to have both similar core values, work ethics, and principles. Very important point, because most of the time that founders, there is a dispute or a conflict among the founders. So ensure that there are clear rules and responsibilities. There should be a commitment level in terms of equity, and there are too many other things which I can keep talking about. The point is that uh, running into the journey of entrepreneurship single-handedly alone is not advisable. It's always good. I'm not saying that you can't do it alone. What I'm saying that if you have a partner who share the vision, who brings a complementary skill, who brings a different set of strength and experience, it helps the business to grow faster, and your chances of failure goes down drastically. And obviously, you can divide your roles and responsibilities, and that makes a hell lot of difference. Well, very important. We all know it theoretically, but unfortunately, practically, we undermine the importance of building a robust financial model. Right? When you start any business, what I've learned that it's extremely important to build a very detailed financial model, which is nothing but cash flow, right? A financial model, building a financial model is require an expertise, expertise of running Excel sheet at a very advanced level, right? So you essentially what you're going to do, you're going to build all your assumptions of the business into the financial model and build a scenario analysis and check. Okay, this is the cash that I have, and this is I'm going to put in such and such period of time. This is how going to be cash inflow, outflow, month and month basis, and that Excel sheet, which is being prepared on a realistic map, not for the investor, but for your own sake, right? You should know where your cash flow is heading to. This will give you a roadmap of your cash and will save you from a situation where you're not able to fund your expenses, right? A financial model helps visualize how money moves in and out of your business, ensuring you avoid cash crunches. It's important to forecast your revenue streams based on realistic assumptions and market trends. Plan for your expenses, do your break even analysis, build a scenario analysis. It's like build multiple scenarios, best case, worst case, base case, and be ready and prepare for uncertainties. And more importantly, keep updating your model so as to reflect changes in market conditions or business dynamics. At the end, I would say a robust financial model will act as a GPS, guiding you to make informed financial decisions and stay on course. Any business, small, big, build that cash flow month on month, not for the sake of just preparing it and for the investors. Take help of an external expert who can help you in building that, and then jump into the ocean of entrepreneurship. Because once you are in, then the mistakes are very expensive. Very important question. A lot of people in the past few years have quit their corporate career at the age of 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. In all age brackets, people have quit their jobs because they wanted to start something of their own, as simple as that. Now, whether you quit your job or you did not, in either of the scenarios, it is extremely important to check your bank balance, to check your cash. Okay, how much cash you can invest, what is your sustainability, what is your capacity to invest, can you stay in the game for the next 3 years without any profit, without any salary? Can you sustain it? That's a big question. Because the fact is, majority of the startups and the businesses won't generate profit in the beginning. Okay, you got to keep pumping more and more capital either in the form of capital or in the form of a loan to your own startup, right? Every single month you're putting some very real, like it's like out of 100 businesses, you say uh, 95 of them will not come to break even or will not come to bringing positive cash flow in the year one. So ask these very realistic, practical, and a very difficult question to yourself. Yes, I am okay to invest this much of money, and I am okay even if I don't make profit, right? So just check your finances. That's the whole point here. Focus on building your business first and not fundraise. The point which I'm trying to make here is that uh, I get a lot of pitch deck from a lot of startups. What you get to see in those pitch deck, very glamorous, very stylish, very nicely done pitch decks, running into some 20, 25 pages, talking about almost everything. This is the market size, this is industry, they are competitors, and you name a subject, and they would have covered it in that 20-page PowerPoint slide, nicely prepared. But but when you look at the business, either they are at an idea stage. Okay, if they are not an idea stage, they would have implemented the idea, but they are practically nowhere. Or if they have crossed that milestone, they are practically zero revenue. Or if they have crossed the milestone of zero revenue, maybe a little bit of revenue, but extremely negative cash flow or a negative profit zone, and people are out there in the market. Everybody is thinking that somebody will give them funding. I'm sorry, investors are not fools. It's their hardcore money. Nobody is interested to fund any business which can't make the money and where they don't see the proof of concept. Right? My humble advice and suggestion, which I always give to majority of the people and the founders, that don't be in hurry to raise fund. Okay, focus on building your own business with your own cash. Once you build it, once you have proven your concept, once you have shown your execution capability, then you should go out and raise the fund. Don't remain under the impression that an angel investor will save your business. Investors are not a replacement for your efforts or your strategy. Make sure your product or service has a validated market demand before seeking external funds. Work towards achieving a sustainable revenue stream to demonstrate the viability of your business. I mean, there are n number of points that I can keep talking. At the end of the day, I just want to say one line. Please don't be in a hurry. Okay, I come from a private equity and venture capital background, and we see lot of such pitch decks coming to us every single day, and you just reject it at the click of a button that it's not worth it. Nobody is interested to fund something which is yet to grow. So exceptions are always there. Please don't misunderstand me. उसको फंडिंग मिल गई थी और मेरे किसी जानने वाला था, उसने आइडिया स्टेज में मिल गई होगी. आई मीन, there are different times. Okay, when you if you go back to post COVID 2021, it's like almost every Tom, Dick, and Harry was getting some amount of fund because of the technological explosion happening in the country. So there were people who got funded, or maybe if you have a very successful history of building businesses, or you have some background, you might get funding at an idea stage. Exceptions are always there, but the point is majority of them don't get funds. That's the whole point here. Well, ideas are cool, but execution is everything. That's important. I always say to my colleagues, to all the founders, that put yourself in the shoe of an investor. Okay, you are bringing with me a pitch deck, and you haven't done anything, and you boast about, wow, what an idea! What the hell I will do with an idea? At the end of the day, it's the execution. Now I have a fantastic idea. I believe that it's a fantastic idea, which is setting up a chain of gaming cafe. What do? I make a pitch. Even I don't get funded, frankly speaking. So build on execution. A great idea is important, but it's the execution that determines the success. Investors are more interested in how you implement the idea rather than the idea itself. You got to demonstrate a working prototype, traction, or market validation before seeking any investment. So prioritize creating a scalable and sustainable business model over just pitching an idea. A well executed business with visible growth and potential will make raising equity much easier. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Guys, I'll take a break for a quick 1 minute. If you have any question, feel free to drop in the chat. And otherwise, I will continue to there are about 25 slides. I don't want this to be one-sided. We can keep interrupting. Sorry, I'll take a sip of water quickly. Okay, I move on. I think next point here is I think another important aspect of entrepreneurship is actually about building your team, because you should not be sounding and working like a one-man army. Getting the right set of people on board is extremely important, and they can help you to build your business faster. That's the whole point. A strong team actually lays the foundation for the success of any business, especially during early stages. And team members who align with the entrepreneur's vision ensure unified efforts towards common goal. A robust team combines individuals with varied competencies covering all critical areas like operations, marketing, finance, and technology. And experienced team members will bring valuable insights and reduce the likelihood of costly mistakes. There are n number of advantages and benefits that you will draw if you get the right set of people on board. The skilled and experienced team members, they can handle their responsibilities effectively and can actually allow the entrepreneur or the founders to focus on a strategic decision. You can't be just stuck in a day to day job. You got to really focus on your core. If you have got a well-rounded team, it will ensure that business plan and your strategies are executed efficiently and effectively. So hire people, and there is another point that I wanted to talk about, but there is a separate slide for that. That how do you incentivize and how important it is to incentivize your team. Okay, that's here you go. Equity sharing. In my personal experience, I have met hundreds of promoters, and what I've learned and experienced that majority of the promoters, majority of the founders, to call them, they are emotionally very well connected, with the percentage of equity that they have in the business, right? They don't want to lose out on the equity. People say, okay, I hold 90%, and they feel some kind of, uh, you know, some kind of a confidence or some kind of an emotional bonding that the company belongs to me and I am the owner of the company. Yes, they're missing the whole point here. Okay, it's a business, and the purpose of business is to make profit. The purpose of the business is to create wealth for all the stakeholders, right? So let me give you an example here. Think about a scenario that you are the owner of a business, and you hold, let's say, you hold a 90% stake, and 10% stake is held by, let's say, someone else. It could be an investor or it could be any other third party, right? And the entire value of that business is let's say 10 crore. Okay, now uh, the value of the business is 10 crore, and you have 90% stake in that business, which essentially means that the value of your 90% stake is 9 crores of rupees. Now take another example, that the value of your business is, let's say, 500 crores, and you have only 20% stake in the business. Now, 20% stake for a 500 crore business equivalent to 100 crores rupees, right? Now, when you had the valuation of your business 10 crore, the worth of your equity was 9 crore. But when you have the valuation of your business, how much I did say, 500 crore, the value of your equity is 100 crore, which is a more beneficial position. Obviously, the later one, right? At the end of the day, the wealth has been created for the stakeholder. The business has grown, and as long as the wealth is created, the percentage of equity doesn't. So don't get stuck on the percentage. If you got stuck on the point that, is it creating value for my stakeholder, is it creating value for the business, an entrepreneur's priority should be to grow the value of the equity rather than fixating on maintaining a larger percentage of ownership. Building a high value business is more rewarding than owning 100% of a low value entity. You got to aim to create wealth and not just control. So whenever you are in negotiation with the investor community, please be open to reasonable equity sharing with investors, especially during the very, very early stages of your business, as this capital is critical for scaling your ideas. Okay, use equity as a tool to to attract key team members, investors, advisors, mentors who can contribute to the company's growth. You've got to introduce the ESOPs to incentivize your core team, ensuring that they are motivated to contribute to the company's success. Equity sharing should be viewed as a long-term strategy for building partnerships and driving exponential growth rather than a one-time negotiation. So I'm not saying the percentage is not important. As long as the focus should not be the percentage, the focus should be the value creation in the business, right? That's the whole point here. Don't be a one-man army. Uh, you know, Unfortunately, we all understand this, but still, majority of these small cap businesses is actually a one-man army. It is the same guy who's signing the check, who's doing almost everything, and essentially, what happened? You are stuck. So, connected with your, let's say, you are a practicing chartered accountant and you are a partner in charge, and just think of a scenario that everything lies on your table. If you don't turn up for a week or so in your office, your business is going to hamper. Now it's a little bit different scenario because you said I'm a professional, so it's only me who can give an advice, only me who deals with the clients, so and so. I know there are limitations with the profession, but at the same time, that limitations can be reduced to a large extent. You need to learn the art of delegation, because delegating tasks allows you to concentrate on areas where you add the most value. I think this is the time as a professional, any business owner, any founder, you got to focus more on the business development of your business line, right? So you got to trust your team with the responsibilities, enabling them to grow and perform independently. If you free yourself from operational tasks, it will give you more time for strategic decision making. Okay, it prevents exhaustion by sharing the workload, ensuring better productivity and mental health. And there are a lot of benefits. So, uh, be don't hesitate. कंजूसी नहीं करनी है delegation में ना. If you are able to delegate work to your team, and essentially you are working towards the progress sustainability of the business in the longer run. It applies very much to almost everybody who is an entrepreneur, whether you are a practicing chartered accountant or you are a street vendor or you are doing some business. As a leader, you cannot do it all. Delegation is key to scaling operations and achieving sustainable growth. It creates a space for diverse perspectives and better informed decisions. I hope I am able to make my point here. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, this is interesting. Fail fast, learn faster, unlearn, relearn, and repeat. I guess success is a journey of failing multiple times. It applies not just to the entrepreneurship, but it applies to our personal, individual life as well. I don't know how much, how, what has been your experience as an individual, but my life, my professional career has taught me that that failing is a stepping stone to success, and I've practically implemented it. Every time I've failed, I've said, okay, thank you, God, and let's move on, learn from here, and be open for new opportunities. You got to view failure not as an end point, but as a valuable opportunity to learn and grow. Keep experimenting with your ideas early and often to determine what works and what doesn't work, because there are high likelihood that you go and implement your idea, start a business, and it may not work. It's absolutely okay. You know, as I said, that very few businesses are being built in the very first attempt. You got to be willing to pivot when things don't go as planned, using lessons from failures to improve. Let go of those outdated strategies and approaches that no longer serve your goals. You got to stay open to new knowledge, even in areas you thought you had mastered, and treat entrepreneurship as a cycle of testing, learning, and refining your approach. It's all about learning, learning, and learning. You know, if you're finding these concepts theoretical, there's a lecture going on, webinar चल रहा है, आपको लग रहा है यार ये ठीक है, ये बातें तो ना. There is no new ज्ञान available. Okay, everything is same. हम सबको पता है कि सुबह 5 बजे उठ के वॉक पे जाने से हमारी हेल्थ अच्छी होती है. Every damn person knows about it. Okay, but still there are millions of people who are suggesting, guiding you, including leaders, spiritual gurus, to get up early in the morning, go out for a walk, do yoga and whatnot. So, pata hai baatein. But still, we don't implement it. So, execution is the key. You got to really do your karmas. That's important here. Mentors and supporters. So, frankly speaking, if I have to start a gaming business, I will really look out. I mean, irrespective of whatever limited experience and knowledge that I have, I wouldn't trust that. I would really look forward for few, external mentors, or what do you call it? Somebody who can give me an independent and honest guidance on what I am thinking. Because जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ, सही सोच रहा हूँ या गलत सोच रहा हूँ, only a third person can essentially give me a direction to my thoughts and guide me. So you got to really build a tribe of mentors who bring expertise and experience to guide you in your entrepreneurial journey. You got to really include supporters from different background. You could be a one person from a technical background, another from a legal background, somebody from that particular industry. It help you to gain valuable insight and solution. Have a network that motivates and uplifts you during tough times. You got to choose those mentors and supporters who provide you honest feedback and actionable feedback. Ensure that your people understand and align with your vision and goals. Have people who keep you accountable for your commitment and progress. And a strong set of people mentoring you, guiding you, can open doors to valuable connections and opportunities. That's the whole point. So, whenever you're doing any business, please make sure that you have the right set of mentors, and don't hesitate. You don't know anything. I don't know anything. You got to learn from the experienced people who have already reached there. There is no harm in bouncing back the idea which you are thinking could possibly be a million or $1 billion idea. Okay, we got to gain wisdom from the experiences. Sorry, did anybody say something?
No. You just
Okay. So you got to really surround yourself with individuals who keep challenging you rather than keep saying, okay यार जो तू कर रहा है ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया, अच्छा idea है. No, I don't want those people. I want people who can question me. I want people who can challenge my thoughts, who can challenge my idea, right? वो एक हम बोलते हैं ना कि सुनो सबकी और करो अपने मन की, राइट? तो सुनना है हमारे को, डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव लेने फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सेट्स ऑफ पीपल, and then apply your own mind. So when you talk to different set of people, you get different categories, different types of foods for your thoughts, and then you analyze it, implement it, and it helps you to maintain your direction. It helps you to the chances of your success will be better. That's the whole point here. Guys, any questions as of now? I know I'm running very fast. It's like a one-way street, but I'm happy to take up questions.
at the end only we'll ask the questions.
All right. Interesting point. Every entrepreneurship journey is different. Every business is different. Every industry is different. You know, but in general, the dynamics of entrepreneurship remain same. Okay, whether it is opening up a food outlet, or it is doing some business which is bringing the technology which is directly or indirectly connected with artificial intelligence, or setting up a gaming cafe, right? each business, each idea has different challenges, okay, which is specific to that business, and you need that skill set, that individual experience, which can help you to grow in that particular business. But the overall dynamics of entrepreneurship remains same, which we are talking here. We're talking about have a great team, talk to your mentors, build a financial model. No, this is applies to every single business that you can think of. Okay, remember that every entrepreneurship journey is very very unique, and you should not compare your ventures to other. You got to focus on what makes your business unique, from your idea to your execution style. You got to clearly articulate your venture's purpose and the problem it solves. Be prepared to adapt to challenges and changes specific to your business environment. And there are there are things that you need to keep mind, that you got to take responsibility for your choices, learning from both success and failures. You got to acknowledge milestones in your own journey, no matter how small, to maintain motivation and momentum, and trust your instinct. Stick to your unique approach, even if it is unconventional. That's the whole point which I'm trying to make. uh, if you have done a business in the past, and if you have failed and you're trying on a different business which comes from a completely different business line on a different industry, it will have its own challenges. You would need a different set of mentors, you would need a different set of skills, you would need to build a different team, right? So you need to be ready for it. Don't think that you will apply the same dynamics and the same strategies which you had applied to the previous business. Even whether you succeeded or you failed, it doesn't matter. But don't just copy paste your strategies and style of working. Every business is unique. Its challenges is unique. That's the whole point here. All right, interesting. Resilience that we are talking about, that entrepreneurship एक ऐसी चीज है, it's like it's a long marathon. I mean, frankly speaking, nothing is easy in life, neither the entrepreneurship and nor the life itself. But what's important and what makes you different in this life and in the world of entrepreneurship, that are you able to bounce back or not? And if you're not, then there's something lacking. You really need to do something on it, right? So you got to view setback as opportunities to learn and grow, not as final defeats, because this will keep coming till you're alive, whether you're doing entrepreneurship or you're not doing entrepreneurship. You got to believe in your ability to improve and overcome obstacles through efforts and learning. Got to keep your end goal in sight even when the path becomes difficult. Okay, learn to manage your stress, stay calm under the pressure, and make decisions rationally. Because irrespective irrespective of which business line that you choose, whether it's a practicing chartered accountancy or a practicing lawyer, or you have an idea you wish to implement, trust me, obstacles and challenges will come. मैंने आज तक नहीं सुना कि कोई बिजनेस बहुत आसानी से हो गया, और कभी नहीं होता. Okay, so you need to be really focus and accept your obstacles as a learning point and move on. Don't There's no need to get disappointed. Let go of what doesn't work for you and channelize your energy into what moves you forward. Anticipate risk and have contingency plans to tackle unexpected setbacks that might come on your way. That's the point here. It looks like I'm going to finish a bit early, but good that we're going to have question 2 and 4 session. So that would be interesting. Okay, marketing. Oh, interesting. आपने एक कोट सुनी होगी, हम बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, वेरी ओल्ड कोटेशन जो हम जनरेशन से सुनते आ रहे हैं, दैट marketing play a very very important and a critical role. It I don't know, should I be saying this line or not, that आप क्या बेच रहे हो ये मैटर नहीं करता. Now there could be contradiction to this line कि अरे मेरा प्रोडक्ट तो बहुत बढ़िया है और जब बढ़िया प्रोडक्ट होगा तो अपने आप बिकेगा. यस बिकेगा, दैट्स, डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक कि अगर आपका प्रोडक्ट अच्छा नहीं भी है but you're able to present it well and you're able to market it well, and that's the whole game. I mean, a good digital advertising is the key to success, key to success your business. You really got to understand, who your target customers are, उनके preferences क्या हैं, उनकी ज़रूरतें क्या हैं, what are their needs. You got to create a compelling message that highlights your unique value proposition. You got to use a mix of digital, social media, offline, word of mouth marketing to reach a wider audience. You got to focus on branding elements like a strong logo, tagline, consistent void. Be active on platforms where your audience hangs out and interact with them regularly. And you got to really use high quality images, videos, because this is 21st century. Everybody is creating some form of images, creating some interesting short videos, infographics to make your marketing visually appealing, because the way we used to market 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back, and what the way we do today is completely changed. So you got to really align with the way marketing is being handled in today's time. You got to provide content or promotions that educate, entertain, or solve a problem for your audience. You got to track your marketing campaigns to understand what works and optimize it accordingly. So same applies for your if you're practicing as a chartered accountant, and I'm not saying you can advertise because the profession does not allow you to advertise it, but at the same time, if you have to really build your own individual personal brand, go out, network with people, attend more conferences, attend study circle meetings, try and speak as much as possible. And that's how you network with a lot of people. And networking is the key in every profession. If the success of your profession lies in the number of people that somebody who know 500 people would have more business, somebody who knows 1,000 people would have much more business, and so on and so forth. So that's your branding, that's your individual promotion. I'm not talking about promotions such as something similar to a business owner, because that's not allowed to us, and that's what you can't do it. So keep your the point is, keep your message consistent across all platforms to build trust and recognition for your product and services. But yes, I have to say it, unfortunately, even if your product or service is not top notch, okay? Take for an example, I'm sure many of you would have watched this series of Shark Tank on Sony Live. Every single entrepreneur who has gone there and shown his product, उसका सेल जो है वापस जाके अगले 6 महीने में 3x, 4x, 2x हो गया है, because he presented his product on his social media, and that's give him a much needed visibility to the product and services. Like करोड़ों की marketing हो गई वहां पे जाके, and everybody is then started ordering. There are a lot of such cases. I mean, uh, unless and until आपका प्रोडक्ट बहुत ही एकदम खराब है, ढक्कन टाइप का प्रोडक्ट है, then obviously you will go down very quickly and very fast. But as long as it is reasonable, okay, even if it is, it will the advertisement will do the magic, you know. And if I talk about our own profession, whether you are a practicing lawyer or a practicing chartered accountant, you know, one way of building your own brand could be you are writing an article, you're writing a book, you're, you know, doing something or the other thing. That's how you build your brand. I'm sorry to say, but I've been doing it for a good number of years myself, and that's how you grow. All right. Sorry, I'll just take it out for a. All right. Work-life balance. It is perhaps the uh, mostly ignored uh, what I say that almost every entrepreneur is ignoring this. You know, people, those people who had been into 9 to 5 job for a good number of years, and they were tired of saying that work-life balance नहीं है, यहाँ तो छुट्टी नहीं मिलती, रात को 8 बजे तक काम करना. Even those set of people, when they got into uh, uh, entrepreneurship journey, it's like they're working 7 days in a week because they wanted to make it as a success. Very strange, you know. The whole purpose, I won't tell you the whole purpose. One of the important purpose of people wanted to be an entrepreneur so that they can have a work-life balance. So this you should not be, none of the entrepreneurs should be doing it. You got to take frequent breaks, be back on time, focus on business, but that does not mean that you should be building your business at the cost of your personal life. Maintaining balance is extremely important because it helps you to stay focused and efficient, which leads to better results in less time. It helps you to reduce stress and anxiety, which ensure that you stay mentally strong and motivated. It will prevent burnout, it will prevent fatigue, it will prevent life related illness by giving your body an adequate rest. A balanced mind is better equipped to make thoughtful and effective decision. So please don't involve in your entrepreneurship journey to an extent that you compromise your personal life. Okay, entrepreneurship is one part of your journey, it's one part of your life. You know, building a business is part of your life, it's not life. Okay. Avoid overwork, helping you build a long-term sustainable approach to your entrepreneur journey. You know, a healthy work life balance ensures that you have the energy to tackle challenges heads on. And as an entrepreneur, you set an example for your team, and you promote a positive and mindful work culture. So work hard, but work smart. You don't need to work 7 days a week. I don't agree with that thought process that you go to work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Work scientifically, work rationally, work hard, okay, but not at the cost of your health and well-being. That's very important point. Keep living, you know. वो कहते हैं ना कि मुझे एक अच्छा शेर याद आया. वो बोलते हैं कि जिंदगी गुजर जाएगी, जीते रहिए, राइट. लाइक कीप लिविंग. दिस इज दिस इज अ माइलस्टोन कि हम सीए कर लेंगे, उसके बाद आराम करेंगे, सीए कर ली, देन वी फील दैट ओके मेरी मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी में जॉब लग जाए, देन थिंग्स विल सेटल डाउन, एंड देन यू थिंक यू बिकम अ मैनेजर एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट, देन थिंग्स विल सेटल डाउन, देन यू गॉट इट. These are different milestones in everybody's life. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, 5, 6, so on and on. And every time we think कि ये हो जाएगा तो वो हो जाएगा, keep living, हो जाएगा, धंधा भी हो जाएगा, बिजनेस भी हो जाएगा, पैसा भी बन जाएगा, वेल्थ भी बन जाएगी, but you got to keep living. That's important. All right. Very common statement from entrepreneurs across the world: I want to be my own boss. Okay, essentially they are those people who don't want to send an email to their bosses कि सर मुझे 4 दिन की छुट्टी चाहिए, I have to go out on a vacation. They said no, I don't want that kind of a career. I want to be my own boss. I can't work under anyone's supervision and somebody guiding me and instructing me and so on and so. Unfortunately, especially in professions, चाहे वो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का प्रोफेशन हो, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी का प्रोफेशन हो, लॉयर का प्रोफेशन हो, एवरी सिंगल क्लाइंट इज योर बॉस. और आपको 10 बजे भी फोन करेगा ना आपको, इफ इट इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट क्लाइंट, यू गोना पिक दैट कॉल. बट if your boss, if you're in job and your boss is calling regularly on odd timings, you will crib that यार ये कोई हमारी तो कोई लाइफ नहीं है, मैं तो घूमने जा रहा था, and he's calling me कि ये कर दो और वो कर दो, and so on and so forth. So ये जो statement है ना कि entrepreneurship में you want to be your own boss, I'm sorry to say, but every single client of yours is your boss who can pop up at any point in time, and you have no choice. On the contrary, you will be curious and eager to attend that call because you wanted to generate more and more business and make more and more money. So that's how it is. Today is Sunday. I'm sitting here for a session. One of my client called me, he said he wanted to meet for a advice. So right after this session, couple of people are coming into my office and I'm going to sit for another half. I can't say no. Unfortunate part it, but at the same time, it's important that we realize this. Unfortunately, realization is missing. सबको लग रहा है कि मेरा तो कोई boss नहीं, boss है boss. client is your boss. So you got to streamline your systems, operations, ensuring that tasks are executed efficiently and consistently without the micromanagement, wherever possible. I am not saying कि ये जो point which I'm trying to make, that it's apply equally in every case. No, that's the point. सबका business का करने का तरीका अलग है, सबके challenges अलग है, but as long as you have a realization, you will be in a position to think about it, and if you're able to think about it, you will be in a position to build some level of system. So try and automate, automated or maybe the well-defined systems free up your time to focus on growth, strategy, and personal priorities. A systemized business is easier to scale as processes are repeatable and less reliant on individual effort. Take for an example, majority of the call centers, whether it's a banking business, Amazon, or something similar to that, आप वहाँ पे जाओ and you try to call them with the number. There is an automated chat box coming. There is a robot talking to you, and he is ensuring that almost every repetitive or common question is being taken care of, right? That's the power of automation. That's the power of technology. That's the power of system that help you to save a lot of time. System reduces the likelihood of human error by standardizing the workflow. With systems running day-to-day operations, you can concentrate on innovation and expanding your business vision. Being your own boss becomes sustainable when you are not bogged down by operational चीज. पूरे दिन आप बेसिक ऑपरेशनल चीजों में लगे रहोगे तो बिजनेस की ग्रोथ कैसे होगी? हाउ विल यू बिल्ड a big business? I'm really talking about a build business. So if you can't create processes, you can't create systems, you can't delegate work, forget it. It will take 20 years. Even if you are practicing, it's very difficult to grow. You got to अगर आपको लगता है you are good in business development, then you got to have a partner who takes care of the regular client work. You got to have the right set of hiring in your firm who will do the job, and you go out and meet people, attend conferences, right? Bring more business. At the end of the day, it's a business that's important, no? A business with a system can operate smoothly even when you're not present, ensuring resilience during unexpected absences. A system improve customer satisfaction by delivering consistent advice, service, and faster problem solution. And a systemized business is more attractive to investors or buyers as it operates independently of the owner or the founders. Okay, so whatever you are doing, I know it's not easy. कहना बहुत आसान है, but at the same time, I won't say it is practically difficult. The only limited point here is how far you are able to automate and build system. Profession में शायद इतना ज़्यादा ना हो पाएगा because the client will still talk to you and he wants to talk to you because he's your client. But gradually you will have to reach to that level कि धीरे धीरे जो है the entire work is being taken care by my office and I'm here going to meet client, sipping a coffee, and then going to the study circle meeting, blah blah blah. So that's the whole point here. Okay, technological tools. I guess the most important slide of this presentation of on the subject entrepreneurship. In the last 4-5 years, there are thousands of startups are there in the market who are providing some type of tool, technology, automation, artificial intelligence, and something which will actually help you and your business to work faster. So whatever you plan to start, think क्या यार ये चीज के लिए कोई टूल है मार्केट में? Is there any technology? Is there any tool available? अगर आप सर्च करना शुरू करोगे ना, then you will definitely find something. बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, but वो आपको मार्केट में अगर आप रिसर्च करना शुरू करेंगे, then you will find कि यार ये काम जो हम इतने टाइम से मैं सोच रहा हूँ करने की, इसके लिए तो यार ये सॉफ्टवेयर है, या तो ये वेबसाइट है, या फिर ये चीज अवेलेबल है, इससे तो फटाफट से. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट आपको पता ही नहीं है. But for you to know, you got to go to the market and explore. Is there any way that I can do this job in a better and a more efficient manner? The technology and automation tools, they simplify the complex process and it saves a lot of time and efforts. Automating repetitive tasks reduces the need for manual labor. It cuts a lot of operational cost. It minimizes human error and it ensures consistent and reliable result. Technology tools will allow teams to focus on strategic and creative tasks by handling mundane activities. And there are a lot of other benefits that you can draw. Never say that I know it all. It doesn't work. I'm sorry to say. And there is another slide that I've kept it here. In fact, about 12, 13, 14 years back, I did one I did one course where I was taught something, and I will just cover it in one of the slide. But find out, is there any technology, is there any tools available in the market which I can bring into my business, and which obviously improve the productivity and efficiency. At the end of the day, automating processes would reduce waste and contributes to a more sustainable business practices. Okay, here is a slide I was talking about. You know, this is one of the lesson which I learned those 14, 15 years back, and I did one of this 3 days training. So I remember the coach told us that there are three things. When it comes to learning, there are 3 pointers here. Okay, one is I know that I know. Okay, just listen to me very very carefully. I know that I know. मुझे पता है कि मुझे ये बात पता है. Okay. Now he draw a big large circle on the board, and he said that majority of the people falls in this category. Not majority, very small percentage of people. 1% लोग होते हैं वो कहते हैं I know that I know. There are second category of box. वो कहता है कि I know that I don't know. मुझे ये बात पता है कि मुझे ये चीज नहीं पता है. Okay, so I'm repeating, थोड़ा सा confusion हो जाएगा. I know that I know. Second is I know that I don't know. मुझे पता है कि मुझे पता है ये बात. दूसरा, मुझे पता है कि मुझे ये बात नहीं पता है. So दोनों को उसने 1% बता दिया. And he said that 97% का जो एरिया बचता है ना, वो बचता है I don't know that I don't know. मुझे ये भी नहीं पता कि मुझे पता ही नहीं है. And that's where the that's where the real learning start. आप when you do a business, आप ये मान के चलो कि यार हमें बहुत सारी चीजें पता ही नहीं है और हमें पता करनी है ना. बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी मार्केट में हो सकती हैं which could brings a big learning. It could open up a complete set of new learnings and a new opportunities, but you got to accept that you don't know that you don't know. When you go out with that thought and with that attitude in mind, with that attitude, that you would be able to learn faster. Understand that you cannot know everything, and there will always be blind spots in your understanding. That's the whole point. Cultivate a mindset of continuous learning to uncover areas you might not have considered. You've got to surround yourself with mentors, advisors, industry experts who can provide insights which you may not be aware of. You've got to pay close attention to feedback from customers, employees, stakeholders to discover unknown areas of improvement. Use experiments and pilot tests to uncover unknown in your product, in your market, and in your processes. And more importantly, never stop asking, what am I missing? It's the best way to remain vigilant and proactive. Okay, I don't know that I don't know. That's the whole mantra of learning. The moment I say मुझे पता है सब कुछ, मतलब गए business डूबा है. No, don't think that हमको बहुत कुछ आता है. हम में से हम सब ऐसे ही हैं. We're all same when it comes to business until you come from that background. Okay, interesting. Keep tweaking your business model till you nail it. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है that we start a particular business and over a period of time we realize that it's not working. There are flaws, or maybe I need to add more product. मुझे ये भी बेचना चाहिए, ये भी सर्विस करना चाहिए. I need to expand my market, or could be I need to expand my product and services. It's okay, it's not important that what you thought in the very beginning will remain a hard line and you will just follow it. You got to treat your business model as a dynamic blueprint that evolves with time and feedback. You got to regularly seek feedback from your target audience to understand their changing needs and preferences. You got to continuously test assumptions and tweak strategies based on data and market trends. You got to set in alert to industry trends, competitor moves, and economic changes to refine your model, and keep adjusting your model to ensure that it grows sustainably with increasing demand. There is no harm in experimenting with different revenue streams to find the most profitable and consistent options. You got to continuously analyze and optimize your cost structure for better margins and without compromising the quality. You got to keep integrating new tools and new technologies coming to the market to enhance efficiency and reach the customer experience at its highest level. And more importantly, be open to pivoting when necessary, because resilience and adaptability are crucial for the long-term success of the business and for us as an individual, for us as a professional. That's important. Purely from the perspective of the new age businesses, you would have seen that new age businesses are disruptive, they are innovative. Every single day somebody coming up with some crazy ideas. लोग ऐसे ऐसे पैसा बना रहे हैं मार्केट के अंदर कि you will be amazed to see the kind of businesses, and in most of them you would not be able to connect and relate with that category of businesses because they're completely different level. uh, Disruption is key when it comes to raising funds from the world of private equity and venture capital investor. Take Uber for instance, which transformed the entire transportation industry by introducing ride hailing through a mobile app, eliminating the need for a traditional taxi services. Think about Airbnb, which revolutionized the hospitality by enabling people to rent out their homes, offering travelers a unique and cost-effective tools alternatives to hotels. Think about uh, think about Tesla, which disrupted the automotive industry by combining electric vehicles with direct to consumer sales and focus on sustainable energy. There are innumerable examples that we have today, which has brought the disruption in the industry. I mean, आप कहीं दूर मत जाइए. Take a classic case of Swiggy and Zomato. अब तो काफी time हो गया. They've been in existent for a very very long time, but today every restaurant, every food owner, he wanted to serve to their customers. उसको phone पे order भी आते हैं, but he's not able to serve because he can't handle another manpower who will charge 10,000 or 50,000 rupees, whose job is exclusively to deliver the food packet to the customers. Maybe the profit that it will generate through those orders will not be will not sustain in comparison to the cost of the boy. So the Zomato and Swiggy is a classical example, and today each one of us order food at the click of a button. So if you've got innovation in your business, if you've got disruption in your business, trust me, it's investors will like it, and it is easier versus many other traditional businesses to raise funds. I think patience. I'm sorry to say, but the bottom line is that building a business takes time. It don't expect that in 6 months to. Uh, I mean, exceptions are always there, but don't be in hurry. Uh, don't lose. Keep the excitement on. I know a lot of uh, experienced people. One of very closely, I know one of my brother who has been building a business. It's been 3 years. वो कहता मुझे जल्दी नहीं है. Like, किसी को जल्दी है, किसी को जल्दी नहीं है, but he is building it slowly. Okay, एक एक step पे वो strategy बना रहा है. He's adding people. He's trying to make it global. आप आप ये मत सोचो जोमेटो आज जो है वो उसको यहाँ तक पहुंचने में कितने साल लगे. इट्स बीन वेरी ओल्ड स्टोरी. ओके, इट टेक्स इयर्स एंड इयर्स, ओवर अ डिकेड का एक्सपीरियंस है जोमेटो स्विगी को यहाँ तक पहुंचने में. So take an example for an Amazon. It started as a garage, as an online. It started in garage as an online bookstore in the year 1994. Okay, 94 कितना साल हो गया? It's like 30 years, and it took steady growth to become today one of the biggest global e-commerce giant that it is today. It's not built overnight. Okay, its success is not an overnight achievement, but it's a result of years and years of dedication, learning, and adapting. Entrepreneurs must understand that setbacks, delay, and challenges are part of the success. It takes time to build the right team. It takes time to build the right trust, the customer line, and to create a sustainable business model. सो हैव पेशेंस. अगर पेशेंस नहीं है तो बॉस धंधा करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. अब 9 से 5 की नौकरी बहुत अच्छी है, दुनिया कर रही है, हम सब ने करी है, पर कोई देयर इज नो हार्म. दे आई डोंट नो why people criticize the job. It's okay. It's not entrepreneurship is not everyone's cup of tea. It's not within the reach of everybody. अगर सभी entrepreneur बन जाएंगे तो फिर जॉब कौन करेगा? It's completely okay to do a job, and it's completely okay to be an entrepreneur and doing some business. So, but you got to have a patience. Hold on, build your business, go slowly. All right, I think we've finished well ahead of time, and I'm glad that we are mindful of the time, and that's give me an opportunity to interact with the audience and take up questions. So over to the management, Dr. Sambit, and other
You
colleagues.
just go through the questions in the chat box. Zoom chat box. You just go through the questions in Zoom chat box.
Dr. Sambit, can we take up the questions? Is there any list of questions that we have, or is there any way that we
In
can
the Zoom
interact with
chat
the
box,
people?
the questions are already being
I know
there.
it's been 1.5 hours. I've been speaking.
No.
It's like a one-way street.
No,
But let's
right now
interact.
the questions are there in the Zoom chat box. You just go through the questions. It is already there in the Zoom chat box. You have seen in the Zoom chat box? Hello?
Okay, I know here's a question.
Here, Tarun, are you getting my voice?
Oh, sorry, I did not put my headphone. I apologize. I just realized. Hello, Dr. Sambit.
Yeah, the questions are already being put up in the Zoom chat box. You just go through it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, what do we find most challenging about being an entrepreneur? I think the most challenging thing that I believe that you think of an idea and you believe that idea is fantastic and you just jump on it. I guess majority of the entrepreneurs, majority of the founders, majority of the people, they are not willing to research, they are not willing to take feedback, they are not willing to discuss with industry leaders, they are not able to do an extensive research, they are not ready to build the financial model. They're not able to ask difficult questions to themselves, such as some of the questions that I've mentioned in the slide, that can I sustain for the next 3 years? You take for an example, you're at the age of 45, you quit your job, you had a lot of savings, and then you decided to put that saving into the business. The question is that you're not going to earn from this business anytime soon. On the contrary, you're going to put that money into the business. No salary is coming. Can you sustain? These are difficult questions. Unfortunately, the emotional well-being of an individual, dominate over the rational thinking. आपको लग रहा है कि धंधा बढ़िया है और आप फटाफट से इसमें कूद पड़ते हो. That's okay. I'm not saying that your belief is wrong. What I'm saying that please, can you work? Can you discuss? Can you spend time on it rather than just getting emotional over it? Let me move to the second question. Why are mentioning spy on competitors? Well, this is the basic building block or the basic question that every entrepreneur needs. आप कह रहे हो कि मेरे को एक धंधा शुरू करना है. Take for example of a gaming cafe that I talk about, because last week only I visited there. I looked at the structure and that I was super excited. Oh, मेरे को तो ये करना है. I will do it. All that stuff. So that excitement, that emotions, you got to really control it. अच्छा लगा, बढ़िया है. Now you got to do a research. Competitors क्या कर रहे हैं? इसके competitors हैं. Are there other gaming cafes? If not, why there are not other gaming cafes? Can we build a chain of it? What kind of games are being played? What is the business model? Are they charging 100 rupees an hour, or some of them are charging 500 rupees an hour? What's the business model? Because if you don't spy on your competitors, if you don't spy on other businesses who are offering practically the similar product and services, how will you build your own strategy? It's like आप वही कर रहे हो जो आपको ठीक लग रहा है. मुझे लगता है ये ठीक है और and everything is okay, move on to the business, and then obviously you will fall back pretty soon. What should be the right sharing ratio with the three promoter attribute? P1 capital contribution, P2 full-time contribution, P3 asset-based contribution. Okay, let me read it again. I'm trying to understand the question. What should be the right sharing ratio? देखिए, sharing ratio कुछ नहीं होती. There's a very individualistic and subjective discussion. Like I am the one, let's say, who takes the lead, or I'm the one who is ready and willing to invest more time and energy. और मुझे लगता है कि मेरे पास कम से कम 51% तो होना चाहिए. And then I decide कि दो co-founder और ढूंढते हैं. Somebody agrees for a 30%, somebody agrees for a 20%. There is no answer to this question. जिसको जहाँ ठीक लगता है, it's a partnership, है ना? It depends on the level of commitment, the level of responsibility, the amount of time that you're going to invest, the amount of the type and category of expertise that you're going to bring to the table, and a lot of other factors as well. There is no standard ratio कि आपको 30-30-30 equal होना चाहिए और 50-20-30 होना चाहिए. You decide. Okay, it's a business deal. Nobody will guide you, nobody will decide you what's an ideal ratio. The phrase "your tribe matters" is an excellent one. How this can help business grow. Okay, when I say the phrase "your tribe matters," I'm specifically talking about a set of mentors, or let's say the experienced industry veterans, around you, where you can go and bounce back that particular thought or an idea which you're holding as of now. Okay. जैसे ही आप उनसे बात करना शुरू करोगे, अरे मेरे को तो ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा और मेरे को तो लग रहा है शुरू करना है, नहीं, he will say something with his experience. At the end of the day, it is an experience which is key. I have 20 years of working experience in whatever field that I work, and that is the reason I'm here. I'm able to speak. Similarly, if you talk to experienced set of people, they will give you some food for thoughts, and if you have that thought process, you will be in a position to go back to your homework. But the question is, are you ready for it? You know, so have the right set of people around you, discuss your strategy, discuss your business model, discuss your business idea, take feedback and work on it. What makes an entrepreneur successful? Very a question. It is a question which I've answered in 25 slides. There are no one or two traits. Uh, if I mean, so, so those 25 slides that I've presented, in my session today, if you look at these slides carefully, each one of the slide poses a some set of advice and guidance and a question for you. To start with, आपके पास सही टीम होनी चाहिए, आपके पास co-founder होना चाहिए, आपके पास mentor होना चाहिए. You should do your research, you build your financial model, check your finances, and a lot of other things. There is no one single line success mantra which can be presented that, okay, this is what it makes you a successful entrepreneur. Okay, let me give you a look at it. Lage raho, aega, keep doing it, don't give up. Let me mold it slightly. मुझे लगता है that if you're working on a business line, आप 1 साल हो गया, 2 साल आ गया, you should start analyzing why it's not working. Is there something wrong? Is it the wrong product and services that I've got into? Is it the wrong industry? It is the wrong way of doing business. It is the wrong marketing. Can it really grow? Have I taken a wrong call? Is it a wrong business to be in? Something. And it's okay to take a decision to quit. Quitting is not give up. A two different thing. Quit means you're taking a rational call that it is not going anywhere for X, Y, Z reason, and that is the reason either you change the strategy, you change the way you work, or you move on to a different set of businesses, and it's completely okay. It's not failure. It's not giving up. It's keep मैंने आपको बोला ना, keep tweaking your business model. जरूरी नहीं है कि जहां से शुरू किया था जो यार वहीं पे जाके आपने खत्म करना है. How do we plan for your business future? I think I covered it in one of the slides that financial modeling require high level of expertise. Okay, it require a high level of expertise in building the future financial model, and the second expertise required is an advanced level of Excel skills, right? I'm sure most of you would not be able to connect it. I know आप बोलोगे यार बैलेंस शीट P&L कैश फ्लो बनाना तो बनाते ही तो हम बना रहे हैं पिछले 3 we are a chartered accountant, so we are expert. Yes, you are an expert, but building a financial model is a completely different game. If your financial skill set is not aligned with the advanced Excel skill set, it is high likelihood that you won't be able to build a financial model. एक बार आपने अपनी assumption डाल दी ना कि okay, अगर मैं it's like building a software कि अगर मैं month 1 में 100 रुपए का रेवेन्यू आता है तो आपने बिल्ड कर लिया. Now you want to change the scenario कि month 1 मेरा business डिले हो गया है, वो month 1 में नहीं आ रहा, वो month 4 में आ रहा है. So you suddenly, instead of whatever code word that you have put it in the Excel sheet कि month 1 में जाके month 4 में आ रहा है, क्या आपका सारा फाइनेंशियल मॉडल सॉफ्टवेयर की तरह काम कर रहा है? क्या सारी लिंकेजेस जो है इस तरीके से हुई पड़ी हैं कि आपका कैश फ्लो रिवाइज हो गया, आपका प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी रिवाइज हो गई, एंड सो एंड सो फॉर्थ? एंड यू हैव टू कीप ट्विकिंग बिकॉज दे आर ऑल अजम्पशंस एंड फोरकास्ट कि ऐसे हो जाएगा, हम 5वें महीने में जाके ये प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर देंगे, उसके 3 महीने बाद पहला कस्टमर. ये अजम्पशंस हैं. और जैसे जैसे आप आगे बढ़ते जाओगे आपकी assumptions चेंज होती रहेंगी. So it's important that you keep building and keep tweaking your financial model because it will give you a clear picture of the cash flow. Because अगर आपको कैश पे कंट्रोल नहीं है तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाएगी आने वाले टाइम में ना. What do we look for when building a team? I think the important thing is that skill set जो है बड़ा different होना चाहिए. If I'm a chartered accountant, I understand the world of finance, taxation, and I'm well connected with the world of legal. I'm well connected with the world of company secretary. ये सब मेरी lines है और मेरे से जुड़ी हुई है. मैं इनको अच्छे से समझता हूँ. बट जहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी की बात आती है ना तो मेरा तो डब्बा गोल है, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग ना. So if I'm doing some business, whether it's business related to technology or it is not related to technology, it's important that I have somebody from that background. Similarly, digital marketing is another field, it's another world, it's another department, it's another completely another streamline. So I would rather take people one from the hardcore marketing background, जो डिजिटल मीडिया पे PR पे सोशल मीडिया पे काम करे, another guy from a technology background जो वहां से गाइड करे, और बाकी ठीक है स्ट्रेटेजिक मैं अपना लेके आऊंगा. So different set of skills you got to bring together in your team. That's a key. How do we look for? What do we look for? Okay, that we covered. Just another question. Question number 8, how do we come up with new ideas for our business? Well, that's a मतलब इसकी कोई वो दवाई नहीं है कि आप ये कर लो तो आपको एकदम आइडियाज आना शुरू हो जाएंगे. वेल इट्स ए नेचुरल फिनोमेना. आप नए नए लोगों से मिलते हो, जितना ज़्यादा इंटरेक्शन रखते हो, जितना ज़्यादा ट्रैवल करते हो, you new thoughts keep coming into your business. मेरे को तो हर हफ्ते में कुछ ना कुछ एक आइडिया दिमाग में आ जाता है, कहीं किसी को देखा है एंड सडनली यू रियलाइज कि यार इस मार्केट में इस सिटी में ना ये चीज अवेलेबल नहीं है. So it's a natural process. Thinking is a natural process. You don't need to do anything to think. Okay, thinking is an auto process. Whether you decide or not decide, thinking will come. So the more you interact with the people, the more you go out, the more you travel, so the more and more thoughts and the more ideas will come up, provided you're consciously looking for it. अगर आपका business mindset और आप सोच रहे हैं कि मुझे मेरे पास पैसा पड़ा है और मुझे धंधा करना है, then you've been conscious and suddenly, as I said, कि मैं conscious रहता हूँ हमेशा. मुझे लगता है कि keep looking for opportunities. That the cafe thing that I'm talking about, because मेरे को suddenly लगा यार it's good, and that's how it is. So how do we come up with new ideas? There is nothing. It's a natural process. Come to you. Be aware, be mindful of it. What marketing tactics do we find most effective for reaching new customers? I think in today's time, वीडियो मार्केटिंग इज द की. देखो सब लोग वही मार्केटिंग कर रहे हैं. ओके, सोशल मीडिया पे जा रहे हैं, इंस्टाग्राम पे ऐड चला रहे हैं, फेसबुक पे ऐड चला रहे हैं, यूट्यूब पे वीडियोस बन रही है. बट प्रीडोमिनेटली सब में एक चीज कॉमन है, विजुअल वीडियो. सो आपको जो भी करना है आपको एक वीडियो के थ्रू करना है. ऑब्वियसली अगेन यू नीड एन एक्सटर्नल एक्सपर्ट who can quickly generate videos for you, who can quickly upload and keep doing it every alternate days. There are many things that you can do. You can hire a PR agency who can help you. Somebody is taking your interview, that interview is getting printed somewhere, or it's going online. You're writing an article on that particular line, business line, and that article is being published either in e-journal or in. There are n number of ways where you can do that marketing for your business. How did we raise funding for our business? How? Now this question of how do we raise very long subject. I mean, I've given sessions separately addressing only this particular question, how to raise fund. There is a long presentation that I have. I don't know how do I cover this question in a few lines. Uh, uh, there are there are too many dynamics. You got to really the first is, as I mentioned in my presentation, execution is the key. Okay, so build your business first. Once you have executed, once you've shown a proof of concept, once you've reached and crossed certain milestone, and the next stage you connect with the prospective investors and be ready for a lot of rejections after rejections, and after going through a lot of rejections, somebody will like it. Be ready with your pitch deck, be ready with your financial model, be ready with your valuation number, interact, discuss. It's a long journey, really long journey. And I wouldn't suggest any founder to do it yourself. It is the job of an expert. It's an industry. You've got to rely on an investment banker. So we do this a lot and a day in, day out. आपको there are hundreds and hundreds of investors. किसको approach करना है, कैसे approach करना है, किससे बात करनी है, क्या बात करनी है, right? It's completely new deal for you. You really don't put जो मैंने आपको बोला ना, uh, don't try to do everything yourself. You got to really connect with the right set of people from the industry who can help you to raise funds. The best is to connect with an investment banker and who might help you with that. What are the biggest mistakes first time entrepreneurs can make? Excitement, emotions. धंधे में इमोशंस नहीं चलती है. एकदम एक्साइट हो गए, मेरे को बहुत टाइम से मैं सोच रहा था मेरे को ये बिजनेस करना है, लेट्स डू इट टुडे, या मैंने वहाँ कैफे देखा यार बहुत बढ़िया बिजनेस चल जाता है, और आप उस इमोशंस में, उस एक्साइटमेंट में, जो बहुत नेचुरल है ना, you feel that you're aligned with that business line, you feel and you think that you know about that business, you feel and you think that you can do it. It's good thing, there's nothing bad, but the question is, can you go beyond that? से आगे आप थोड़ा जा सकते हो? Can you talk to 5 people? Can you research 2 or 3 mentors and request them that I wanted to talk to you and discuss about my idea? What's your view? Can you check how much money it needs? Can you check that I can sustain it for the next 2 years? अगर प्रॉफिट नहीं बना, ब्रेक इवन नहीं आया, पैसा लगाने जा रहे हो, लगाया जा रहे हो, कैपिटल डाले हो सकता. ये डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन जो है फर्स्ट टाइम एंटरप्रेन्योर आपसे पूछ ही नहीं रहा है. वो इमोशंस और एक्साइटमेंट में आके अपनी सेविंग लगाता है और फाइनली वो धक्के खाते रहता है ना. विदाउट इम्प्लीमेंटिंग योर प्लान, विदाउट एग्जीक्यूशन, वो इन्वेस्टर 6 महीने हो गए इन्वेस्टर ढूंढ रहा है. उसने बढ़िया किसी को उसने बताया कि पिच डेक बना लो, और वो पिच डेक बना रहा है, और पिच डेक बना के जो उसका एक ही काम है, या तो वो लिंक्डइन पे बैठ गया है और कोल्ड मैसेजिंग कर रहा है, और डेक भेजे जा रहा है, इट्स लाइक अ मार्केटिंग पैम्पलेट कि जो मिला उसको पिच डेक भेज दो, with a hope that some investor will be sitting and saving me. I'm sorry, it's not work the way most of the people do it. So these are the biggest mistakes that which I've already covered in my presentation, and each of the points that I've covered in the presentation is extremely relevant. If it might sound theoretical, then I'm sorry, but this is what it is. How do we decide when it's time to move on from a business idea? I think I talked about, so there are 2 stages. आपके पास आइडिया है, okay? और दूसरी स्टेज है कि आपके पास आइडिया आया, आपने धंधे में पैसे लगा दिए, काम करना शुरू, 1.5 साल हो गए, 2 साल हो रहा है, प्रॉफिट नहीं बन रहा है, मजा नहीं आ रहा है, ग्रोथ नजर नहीं आ रही है. 2 अलग अलग सिनेरियोज हैं. इन सिनेरियो नंबर 1, वेयर यू हैव एन आइडिया and you are testing your idea. I covered in the slide, testing the waters, have it try, build that model, talk to people, do an extensive research, spy on the competitor, all that stuff. And when you do all that homework, it's nothing but an homework. When you complete your homework, it gives you a lot of data, it gives you a lot of information, basis the work that you've done, which gives you it's like a tool. It gives you sufficient amount of information and knowledge to decide कि यार ये आइडिया ठीक है या ठीक नहीं है, कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं, so on and so forth, right? So that's a point where you decide it's a good idea or it's not a good idea. The second stage is that आपने आइडिया इम्प्लीमेंट कर दिया है, इम्प्लीमेंट करने के बाद जो है आपको 1.5 साल हो गए धंधा करते हुए, there is no harm in quitting and moving on. And please remember, quitting is not give up. Okay, you are taking a calculated risk, you are taking a calculated call कि यार ये मैंने 1.5 साल हो गए धंधा करते करते मेरे 40-50 लाख रुपए लग गए हैं और मुझे लगता है कि आई एम नॉट गोइंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन, और मुझे लगता है परहैप्स दिस इज नॉट माय कप ऑफ टी, और मुझे लगता है दिस एंड आफ्टर और मुझे लगता है कि इसमें बहुत ज्यादा पैसा लगाना पड़ेगा ग्रो करने के लिए, जो कि मेरे पास देयर कुड बी hundreds of reasons, so you got to take that call, that intelligent call, that rational call after weighing all those factors, and that could be money, could be a factor. आपको लग रहा है कि यार धंधा बढ़ नहीं रहा है बिकॉज इसमें पैसा चाहिए और मेरे पे पैसे है नहीं, जितना पैसा था मैं सारा लगा चुका हूँ, मेरी सारी सेविंग इसके अंदर लग गई है और कहीं से पैसा मिल नहीं रहा है और बाहर से फंड रेज हो नहीं रहा है. दैट कुड बी वन ऑफ द रीजन. एंड देन यू रियलाइज कि यार बॉस, आई थिंक वी आर गोइंग इन द रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन. we should have changed the way we have been working, maybe a year back, maybe a different strategy, maybe a different way of modeling or something else. So take that decision and move on. It's completely okay to quit, and quitting is not giving up. At the end of the day, entrepreneurship is not about learning. That's it. Thank you, Dr. Sambit. If there is any other question, I'm happy to take up.
No other questions. It has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful webcast on business creation skills for chartered accountants, organized by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, we'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Tarun Chaurasia, for his enlightening session on the same. Sincere thanks to the event enablers from the Jhansi branch of the CIRC of ICAI who enabled the webcast. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizer, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Our today's speaker, CA Tarun Chaurasia, and other stakeholders made the webcast a memorable one. Finally, we'd like to thank all of you present here and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all. With this, we conclude today's session. Thank you to all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sambit. Thank you all. Thank you very much, Anshul. Bye.
Bye.